Hi, my name is Dong, and throughout the life of this channel, I have been and will be using many foreign words to describe my work. I collected a list of the most common Japanese words to know if you want to work in the anime industry or just to learn for fun otherwise, and I hope this video to serve as a glossary of sorts. These are separated into sections and then alphabetically within them. I hope you guys know your IUOs. 3D Kantoku. The 3D director, in charge of all things 3D. CV, the character voice, referring to the voice actor that voices the character. Vihen, so this usually refers to the final edit of an anime before delivery. Kakhon, so this is the script or the screenplay. Animator, the animator. Hey, that's me. Eye catch. So the eye catch is that image or short video before and after a commercial. Afureko is an abbreviation for after recording. Here the voice actors will time their lines to the video work. So this can be done with either the boards or with the animation after that's finished. Cutting, this is editing work, essentially. Kattobukuro. So the cut bag is generally where all the material drawn for that cut is collected. And this includes things such as layout, rough animation, genga, doga, and timesheets. Dubbing. This is dubbing, where you add voiceover to the animated element, usually done at the end of a production to add additional sounds, lines, or to dub it into another language. Character designer, character designer. Krista. This is short for Clips Video Paint, which is the software that most Japanese animators use. Playstyle. So this is the old school animation desk you usually see with a glass or acrylic top, and you have a light underneath so that it lets you trace easier. Producer, the producer. They generally take care of non-creative parts of the production, managing manpower and budget. Rush. The rush is a process where scenes are composited and put together, and a group of production staff will go over each scene to look for errors and other issues, and then fix them. Rough genga is rough animation. Retake. So a retake. You probably don't want too many of these. Rokehan. This is short for location hunt, where people go to a real-world location to take reference photos and to make studies. Enshutsu. This is the animation or episode director, and they are responsible for making sure the technical parts of the production are up to task, and will make corrections to acting, perspective, and etc. Onkyo Kantoku, or Onkon for short, is the sound director, in charge of the cast, music, effects, etc. Ekonte, the storyboards. Uchiage, this is the big party that is thrown at the end of a production. You generally have to work at a studio full time to get invited to these, but they're pretty fun. Kantoku, the director. They oversee the whole production and has creative control over almost everything from the script to the acting to how the final scene will look. Sakuga Kantoku. The Sakuga director is usually someone with high drafting ability and makes sure that all the artists' drawing are on model. Sakuchi. This is the meeting dealing with the animation production side of things. So if you're an animator, this is where you're going to be meeting with your directors. Satsue. Satsue means photography, but here it generally refers to the compositing of scenes. Shiage. Shiage means to finish and generally refers to doing the coloring of the cleaned up line drawings, aka cell painting. Seisaku. This means production. Seisaku Shinko. This is the production manager. They manage the production as well as other desk work with scheduling and facilitates communications between the artists. Sette. This is the model sheets. The Sou Sakuga Kantoku, or Sou Sakan for short, is the chief Sakuga director. They are generally the most senior, and they are there to put the artist's drawing on model. Haikei. This is the background painting. Henshu. This is editing work, and it's also sometimes called cutting or cutting. 3D layout. A 3D rough approximation of the layout with scenes rendered in 3D and references for the different characters. This is done to generally assist the 2D animator with difficult environments such as interiors. BG only. This is what it sounds like. Book. An underlay or overlay background element. Aori fukang. Aori is low angle with the camera really low to the ground, and fukang is high angle with the camera generally higher and looking downwards. Atari. Atari in this context means approximately. You use this, for example, when there are 3D elements in the scene and you need to draw a reference for the 3D animator. You will label that drawing 3D atari. Nabiki. This is the fluttering of things such as hair or clothing. Akiguchi, nakaguchi, tojiguchi. This is the open, middle, and closed mouth shapes used during lip syncing. Action tsunagi. This is often abbreviated as AC, and this is when we cut on a character's movement. Effecto. Effect work. Fire, smoke, stuff like that. Katto. A cut in Japan is equivalent to what we call in the West a scene. Koma. A frame, often abbreviated to the letter K. Komauchi. This is the amount of frames a drawing is held for. If a drawing is held for 3 frames, we say that it's on 3s or sankomauchi. Serifu. The dialogue or lines that the characters speak. Scene. So this is scene, but a scene in Japan is the equivalent of what we call a sequence in the West. Saru. Celluloid. The transparent pieces of plastic that animation was done on in the past. Now, this just generally refers to an animation layer. Timesheet. This is the timesheet or exposure sheet or X sheet where your animation will be timed on. Tap. The animation peg bar. Tsume shiji. This is your timing diagram. When we ease out, it's called sakizume, and when we ease in, it's called ushirozume. Banku. A bank cut is a reused cut in its entirety. Paasu. Perspective. Frika generally refers to the flickering or trembling movement of a character when they are exerting force, for example. Layout. The layout. Here the artist determined the character placement and their relationship to the background. Camera work is also noted at this stage. Genga. The genga, also known as tie-downs in the West. Kuchipaku. Lip syncing, although the word generally refers to the up and down movements of the mouth. Sakuga. Sakuga literally means to create an image. Almost everything is considered sakuga, from rough animation to supervisor work to cleanup. Sakuga in. Sakuga in means starting to draw. As an animator, you will often be asked when you can do sakuga in, meaning when you can start on your scenes. Sakuga up. This means to finish and submit your work. As an animator, you will often get asked when you can do sakuga up, meaning when you can finish. Shaku. The timing or length of a cut. Zen saru. All cell, meaning that there is no BG layer and the animation layer essentially covers the entire screen. Iro trace. Color trace lines. These are the red and blue lines that are painted over during shiage. Tome. This refers to a held cell drawing. When a cut has no movement and all the elements are held, we call that a tome katto. Nakaserifu. So this is lip sync during in-between animation. Label the in-between diagram with the necessary mouth shape. Nakawari. An in-between drawing. Doga. Doga is a process of cleaning up genga and adding the necessary in-betweens to make that movement work. Nigen. When an artist creates genga for usually more senior animators, rough genga. Haido. This refers to a scene where the background is fully or partially animated as a cell layer. This allows for extremely dynamic scenes. Mepachi. A blink. Yoshi. This is the paper that you'll be drawing on. Make sure you use the right one. For layout, you would need a layout yoshi. When drawing genga, you need a genga yoshi, and doga needs a doga yoshi. TU. TB. This stands for track up and track back. This is when you move the camera in and out. Up, a close-up. White in, white out. Black in, black out. This is when we fade a scene into or out of black or white. Daburashi. W is short for double and XP is short for exposure. So double exposure, referring to the transparency effect you often see for things like shadows. Jiwa. Jiwa means to do something slowly. So a jiwa pan would mean a slow-moving pan. DTU, DTB. A digital track up or back, used when we increase or decrease the size of a single layer. Para. This is a gradient effect, and the word is from an old technique with paraffin to essentially create a gradient. Pan. Camera pan. Pasbiki. This is a 3D type of tracking shot where the background is pulled in perspective. Follow. A following shot where either the character or the camera is held to create the illusion of the camera following a subject. Bokeh. Bokeh, or that blur effect when something is out of focus. Shiji. This means instructions. When you indicate camera work, you indicate instructions or shiji in both the camera column and the memo area of your timesheet. Mawarikomi. This is a special type of shot where the camera looks like it is rotating around the character. Tebure, a handycam shake effect, also sometimes called a handibure. Skip pan. This is a tracking pan where the animation layer is fixed and only the background moves. Ryuhai, speed lines. These can be either drawn by the animator or generated by the compositor. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. This channel is supported by my patron and channel members, and thanks to everyone for your help for keeping this running. Members get extra content, including extra videos and looks into my professional work. An early version of this video was actually posted on Patreon some time ago. Anyways, check out my social media, and I'll see you next time.